And away we go. Imagine that you were a corporation that produced genetically modified foods and seeds that could possibly give people symptoms that are less fun than having a dirty bomb in your pants.
It's happening. It's happening.
And as this corporation, you want two things. One is to stop any testing of your products. And then if someone does prove they're harmful, you don't want it to interfere with quarterly profits. Because your goal at the end of the day, in the middle of the day, in the beginning of the day, is to make a fuckload of money. You are not to care about whether people get sick or die or want their sister to still be alive, etc., etc. Some people clear their mind by thinking of the sound of one hand clapping. You clear your mind by thinking of the sound of a fuckload of money falling on top of your enemies or a farmer who's suing you. That sound would probably be, if I had to guess. Your first step is to get one of your friends on the Supreme Court. You know, someone who used to be your lawyer. Someone like Clarence Thomas, former lawyer for Monsanto. And make sure this friend doesn't recuse himself due to conflict of interest. I mean, what's the point of judging a wet t-shirt contest if you're afraid of some tits? Am I right? Am I right, fellas? Next step is to make sure one of your friends is in charge of overseeing the regulations that govern your products. Perhaps even someone that used to be your, I don't know, vice president and chief lobbyist. Someone like Michael Taylor. But you're probably thinking, wait a second, Obama's not going to put Monsanto in charge of regulating Monsanto. But that's exactly what he's going to do. Keep in mind, El Presidente put Goldman Sachs in charge of the economy they had just burnt down, Social Security haters in charge of Social Security, war lovers in charge of ending the war, torture fetishists in charge of ending torture, and Jerry Sandusky in charge of Child Protective Services. I made up that last one, but I think it's only because Sandusky was busy at the time or something. So of course Obama would put the Monsanto guy in as Deputy Commissioner for Foods at the Food and Drug Administration. I mean, Michael Taylor takes a shitload of Dramamine just to deal with the motion sickness from sprinting around the revolving door between Monsanto and the FDA. He's like Superman changing in the phone booth, but instead of putting on a cape, Taylor gives the American people death and disease in the shape of wheat with fucked up genes. So, I'm kind of glad there aren't many phone booths left.
Gather round, ye poor and destitute. I come bearing nourishment that shall surely save you from starvation.
O kind man, how is this possible?
Because I am Monsanto Jesus, and I work miracles.
Wait, this fish has a third eye.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, mine has all kinds of tumors.
No, it's fine. Eat it. You're poor, for Christ's sake.
My fish looks really sick. My fish is a raccoon.
No, I said it's fine.
Is this safe to eat? Because it looks pretty gross.
It's fine, right, Bob? Bob's my in-house scientist, so...
You told me if I didn't say it was fine, you'd destroy my career. But your fish cause cancer, and one of them's a raccoon.
Yeah, but I'm feeding the world.
Let's make him eat the fish. Yeah! And the raccoon. Yeah!
What? Hell no, I'm not eating that shit. Are you crazy?
So this is a little awkward, but I've seen the error of my ways. I was wrong, and I've decided to work for Monsanto.
Lemonade! Lemonade! 25 cents! Lemonade for 25 cents!
Hey, you selling lemonade? I've got a deal for you. I will give you a better kind of lemonade, GMO lemonade, but don't worry about the initials. And I'll pay you $5 to sell it.
And you'll sell my lemonade. Monsanto lemonade. And pesticide.
No, don't look at it. Just put your name down there.
Okay. Lemonade! Lemonade for 25 cents! Lemonade! Would you like some lemonade?
What is Monsanto?
Monsanto, what is that?
It's a type of lemonade. It's genetically modified. It's bigger and it's better.
Thanks.
Hey guys, how'd it go?
Good.
Look at that. You sell some lemonade?
Yeah.
So about 50% of that goes to Monsanto. So I'll be taking that, and great
Yeah,
job.
what?
Well done.
What?
Did you sign this contract?
Why does it say
Look,
that?
it says it right here, and you fully understand the contents. Right there.
You can't do that.
Thanks, guys. Great job.
You can't do that to us. That was our money. We totally just got hosed.
This is today's badass motherfucker. When seeds are planted, the crops they produce often make more seeds. Common sense, right? And for literally thousands of years, farmers have just collected those seeds and replanted them. And then Monsanto came in and thought, hold on, there's a problem with this system. We don't make money from it. So now Monsanto makes farmers sign a contract saying they won't do that. We can't have Mother Nature get in the way of Monsanto's business plan. Vernon Bowman is a 76-year-old farmer in Indiana. Vernon followed those rules for many years. But then one year he bought a bunch of random mixed seeds and he planted them in hopes that some of them might work. And they did. So then Monsanto showed up and they sued the old farmer for patent infringement on soybeans. So what did Vernon do? Vernon Bowman fought the wicked wankers of the West all the way up to the Supreme Court, where Monsanto won, thanks in no small part to the vote of their former general counsel, Justice Clarence Thomas. You remember him, he left his pubes on a Coke can once.
Description of the movie Long Dong Silver.
Though he lost the case, for fighting Monsanto's incredible greed and disregard for the world's farmers, Vernon Bowman is our badass motherfucker.
Besides the fuck-ups of the American political system, please read up on the basic scientific knowledge of GMOs before you spread fields of ill-informed shit. Agent Orange is not the same as GM crops. GMOs for agriculture are not dangerous. Fuck, they've been subject to more vigorous testing than most pharmaceuticals.
I think he was going for rigorous testing. Testing could be vigorous if it were like jumping up and down and jazzercising.
Let's get physical.
Henry, what do you think about foods? If scientists come in and they change a food, should it be tested to see what it does to people?
It should be tested. It may have unintended consequences if it isn't tested.
Exactly. So I'm here with Abby Martin, host of Breaking the Set on RT.
Dissent, whistleblower, media, wasteland, criminal, bankster, reality.
Okay, explain why GMOs is a bad thing. Or is it always a bad thing?
Well, I'm not against science, I'm not against technology, and I'm not against necessarily genetic modification. What I am against is leaving consumers in the dark.
You're opposed to GMOs, but isn't General Motors one of the most important American companies?
Ask the majority of people on the street, do you know that you're eating genetically modified foods? And they'll say they're not. They don't know that they've been in the food supply since in the early 90s, and that it's in 70% of food in the grocery store, and processed food.
Right.
And the control over the information and kind of the coup over the research and the truth and the facts leaves me to wonder, why are they so scared to just label their foods like 90 other countries do?
But isn't that the free market? What's the problem?
I think the problem is that it's not the free market when you have the regulatory body actually in collusion with the industry to make sure that the truth isn't coming out. There's literally a coup over the truth over this matter. The FDA's deemed GMO foods as substantially equivalent to non-GMO foods, even though they're completely different things. The only country in the world that does that. So they don't require independent testing done outside of the research from these firms. So the big bio giants, ag giants, can just do their own testing, conduct their own research, and just provide it to the FDA and say, here, it's totally safe, bro.
But their own testing, those are scientists they've hired to do the testing.
I mean, really? It's not in their best interest to provide accurate data, comprehensive, independently tested data.
These scientists might be biased, is what you're saying.
There's a small chance that they might be. The testing that has been done has shown horrifying effects on rat studies, feeding studies, giant tumors, irregularities in birth, deficiencies, hormonal deficiencies, genetic mutations. I mean, it's just really crazy. But in human tests, there haven't really been any done, because the thing is, we don't have foods labeled. So we're all just...
There's been some done. Haven't you seen Honey Boo Boo, the show?
Because we're all sitting guinea pigs. Think about it. We are the generation that will incur whatever effects genetically modified foods have.
So a lot of this stuff that you've been talking about is rather negative, but your job as a reporter is to say positive things.
You're totally right.
Not true?
You know what, I wish that so many people say that to me all the time, well, what are you doing about it? You know, why are you so negative? It's like, well, until we fucking know this, we're so in the dark. 90% of people in this country want labeling. We fully support it. The thing is, we can't push it through. We need to push our states to pass these bills to label GMOs at the very least. I'm not saying let's halt genetic modification. I'm not saying, it's feasible to really, I would love for Monsanto to be eradicated, but you can't really crush one of the largest companies in the world.
Right.
So, I mean, the positive spin is that we do have the power to pass these bills through, and we have the majority on our side.
All right, that's it. That's all the knowledge I can take, and I hope it's all the knowledge you can take. This has been Abby Martin. You can check her out on YouTube, Breaking the Set, and her Twitter is Abby Martin. Thanks again, Abby.
Thanks for having me on. Sweet.
You just said fuck you to everybody in Europe. Do you realize
Really?
that?
No shit.
Yeah, that's fuck you.
It's a shame.